the city, in the city, in the city. Ain't no love.
Double dino micro creeper.
Hello guys, welcome to Barely Hanging. This is your podcast for all your climbing needs. I'm Peter Richards.
I'm Daniel Henry Winterburn.
Yeah, putting our second names in for some reason.
Middle name.
This is a lovely little bonus episode. It's a lovely morning on a Saturday morning, and we just thought, let's bust out another episode because we've got an awesome little adventure to talk about.
Where do you start on such a beautiful adventure?
I think
at the beginning. At the
start
end.
at the begin. Let's just go straight to the end. We had Pete's Eats.
What a Pete's Eats it was as well. That's definitely the best Pete's Eats I've ever had.
Yeah, we earned that Pete's Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly did.
Yeah, start.
What did you get at Pete's Eats?
I got full veggie breakfast, large.
Nice. What did I get? Did I just get a full brekkie?
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah,
But
I
they
just
were
went
legit.
simple. Went for the full English
A
breakfast.
full English breakfast at 6 in the evening.
Yeah. And then, so let's rewind now.
Rewind to the beginning.
To the start of the day. It's 5:30 in the morning.
That's our pick-up time.
Pick-up
for you.
time.
Yeah.
You pick me up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I get in the car, look at you, look into your soul, and I'm like, Dan, this is very early. And you're like, yeah, I know. Let's put on some trance music and go to Wallasey. And I'm like, okay, let's do that,
This is
Dan.
what the big boys
I'll follow
do.
you anywhere, Daniel. So we just put on some trance music, went down into the Mersey, and we emerged as young, keen, adventurers going
But
to
on Wirral to pick up the guru.
pick up the guru.
The beautiful guru of Wallasey.
Yeah, the Martin, the machine.
There's only one reason to go to Wallasey. Maybe two. One is the
So
the
where
guru.
were we bound that day? What lands were we bound?
We were
to?
going to Snowdonia.
Snowdonia, Wales,
Yeah.
to do something very cool that we've never done before. So at the start of the year, we both had a little, what's it called, like resolution or like a goal,
Goals.
a to-do list for this year. And what is it? April. So quickly we ticked off the big one on our list, which was to do. Should we just announce it? This is it. We've teased you guys enough. Stop teasing.
Climbing, please stop teasing everyone.
We did a multi-pitch trad climb with Martin the Guru. So we went to Idwal Slabs in the Ogwen Valley.
Ogwen Valley.
Ogwen Valley, and it was a delicious day.
We were blessed with beautiful weather.
Yeah,
Beautiful company.
it's cold.
Good snacks.
Good snacks, actually.
But could not feel
Potato.
our fingertips.
Daniel brought the signature potato, which you brought it twice now, but it's definitely turning into a signature.
It's been a thing I've done, but not for a while.
It's
So, like,
pretty phenomenal, man.
barbecue roast potatoes is your little travel
Yeah,
snack.
man. Yeah,
Fuck
and you had
sandwiches.
there's some spice in there, man.
Serious spice, man.
Yeah, it's
I don't
phenomenal.
fuck around with
Great
that shit.
stuff. Yeah, but anyway, so we arrived at so pick up the Martin at 6, and then drove straight to
Ogwen Cottage on the
Ogwen
A5.
Cottage. I had a little try, and then we went straight over to Idwal Slabs, which is in Devil's Kitchen, if you know where that is. But basically, they are 500 foot, because then you add the continuation walls after that. But the actual Idwal Slabs, I think, are about 500 feet of slabby climbing.
Yeah.
And we reached the bottom and did a couple of routes.
So we got to the base at about, I don't know, it's about 5 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Two of the guys had set up on the Hope pitch.
Yeah, and
next
we were
to us
hoping to get on
do
Hope.
Because that is, I think, I was speaking to the Guru again.
Yeah.
I think that's like a 3-star pitch. They're all like really highly rated.
Okay.
But I think we did charity. But from what I gather, that gets like a 2-star. I don't know.
Okay, so
meant to not be
there's
as
a
good.
star system as well, and depending on how. Yeah,
But nonetheless,
that's how
though,
fun the route is.
we turned up at the bottom, got our first ever bit of like teaching about trad.
Yeah,
at the base
Martin
of
just blowing our minds with just general knowledge, just simple stuff, and then he gave us a little instruction on how to set nuts and cams.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
And
Nuts are little crazy things, aren't they?
They are
The
ludicrous,
small nuts that he was showing us, and he said he'd happily hang like a car off.
He said,
that.
I want to believe him.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
way
gonna
he says
test that out.
he's always like, "Oh, we'd hang 2 of Dan's cars on that," and I was like, "Really?
How can we test this, Martin? How can we test it?
Let's get your car."
So, but these two guys are setting off on the right. Martin's in his element. You know, he's
Yeah.
in climber world right now. He's teaching us. He's got these other guys there, and we're just not really knowing what's going on. All we know is that between us, we're going to share the responsibility of belaying and cleaning the route seconding.
Yeah, so we weren't leading any of these, just to get that out of the way. We didn't place. Well, we placed gear. You placed a few pieces of gear.
Yes, I did.
We'll get into that though. But we were just seconding, but still nonetheless. So this was our first day out on ropes.
Outdoor rope climbing.
So we've been outdoor bouldering, but this is our first day outdoor rope climbing, and we do a multi-pitch, huge thing. Phenomenal stuff, man. Absolutely amazing.
I had no idea about how long it. Didn't really care.
No. I didn't know how long it'd take, what the pacing would be like of the actual climbing. Now I know it's a lot slower than.
But we all rocketed through the climbing because it's all such like. It was like V diff and V.
Yeah, it was piss climbing, wasn't it? Honestly, it was really easy, mate. But there's just some moments.
Oh, it was fucking awesome.
That were like little, not squeaky, but you're like, oh, I'm real testing something here. Like the biggest one. So the way we did it, for anyone that wants to know, is Martin led, and then we found the middle point of the rope. I tied into the middle point of the rope, and then Dan tied in to the bottom end of the rope. So that meant Martin led, and then I sort of lead climbed behind him, unclipped myself from my side of the rope and then clipped it into Dan's side. I'd join Martin up at the anchor that he'd set up, and then you'd follow us both up, and I'd belay Martin as he climbed, and Martin would belay me as I climbed, and then Martin would also belay you as you climbed. So Martin did a lot of the heavy lifting.
Martin did the work.
But you would pick up the gear on your way up. Yeah. And tie it in.
And then on the first pitch, like I think the crux of the entire day.
Oh yeah,
was
definitely.
The first move.
The first like first 2 meters, not even 5 meters, was
so
the hardest. Like so we were all giggling, like sort of really buzzing, like about this, like looking up at the huge wall we're about to do, and then Martin touches the wall and it's freezing cold. It is so cold. Like you were saying, it's the most, and the cold got to you, which it never normally does. It was the most sustained cold I've been in a long time, continually throughout the day. And because the pace of climbing, trad climbing is slow, like so slow, because you're always setting up anchors and waiting for the next person and stuff, you just get really tired. But anyway, the first 2 meters, Martin just touched the hold, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is horrible!" And you could see he was really struggling on those first couple of moves. And I remember looking at you thinking, if it's all like this, we're going to be in a hell of a day, because it's just those first 2 moves, man. You're pulling on tiny, tiny little cracks, aren't you? And like crimpy things.
It's also super polished because I think it's just like
everyone just messes around at the bottom. Yeah,
all the little training bits happen there.
Yeah,
but so the first move, you get through it, and then you start to tank up the slabs.
Yeah,
and it's just like super easy, juggy.
Yeah.
Loads of shit to put your feet on, and it's just cruising along with your buddies, having an absolute ball.
Yeah,
and
so
just
true.
With what Quimid felt like a beautiful lake behind you, but for the biggest thing for me was the entire day. You just got to look at this beautiful lake.
Yeah,
that was always in the fucking sunshine.
Yeah, it was lovely, but we wanted that sunshine to hit us. We were on the shade side of the mountain, so
for like the first 4.5 hours, it was just. Yeah. It must have been like 2 or 3 degrees. Yeah. For the entire day.
And then the wind, man. So the wind just battens off those slabs, doesn't it? It really whirls around in Devil's Kitchen, because it's literally just super high walls, isn't it? So it's just like whirling around, whipping you about. It's awesome.
So like with the climbing, that's one of the most beautiful things I've done ever in my life.
Yeah.
It was like, that's got me so psyched.
Yeah.
To climb ropes outdoors.
Yeah, me too. Like to do some big wall stuff. I know it was trad, but it's got me psyched to do sport outside. Yeah. I really want to have a project sport outside, like you see
Le Rambler,
Le Rambler, and Le Dora Dora, and Le Immaboot Hole. No, but like, and Bibliograph. No, Bibliotech.
Bibliotech.
No. Biography. That's the one. Bibliotech.
We could. I want to do art. If we ever found something.
Yeah.
Poopy butthole.
Poopy butthole.
But in a French accent.
Yeah.
Love
Talking
butthole.
about poopy butthole moments, there were a few moments that weren't poopy butthole moments, but moments that really tied us down into the moment of like, oh, we're actually doing a real thing, because we often bounce off each other and just get super hype and silly.
And that gets us through everything.
And that gets us through everything, like absolutely everything. But it often makes you forget like where you are, what you're doing. Be serious. Look at Martin whilst he's. If you're belaying Martin,
Look at him.
I'm just like staring at your eyes,
Having a laugh.
We're just necking at the bottom, belaying Martin. He's like, more rope. I'm like, shut up, Martin.
We're busy.
But there was a few of those moments, and I remember the first of them was we were at the second anchor point, I think, belaying Martin, and a 2-litre water bottle full of water whizzed past us.
Those guys were mental.
There was like 2 climbing groups, weren't there? There was one above us and then one to the left of us.
Yeah.
And they both screamed like drop or whatever, and we just hugged the wall. But this thing like whizzed past us. That would have knocked us clean out.
Yeah.
Like was heavy, man.
Yeah.
Clean out. Yeah. Just what sort of person? Ludicrous. Just
drops 2 litres
drops
of water.
2 litres of water. What sort of person takes 2 litres of
bottle of water?
It was just insane, man. And then so that happened, and then a stone was.
Did
past
you
us.
actually hear the stone?
So I heard it. I didn't. I think I saw like a bit of a flash, but definitely heard it because it just whizzed past us and made like that sort of like bullet noise. You know,
It was. I fucking saw the thing. It was like the size of half a brick.
Oh my god, ridiculous!
Like even if you had a fucking helmet on,
and yeah.
You were getting crushed by that fucking thing.
That would have fucking hurt.
Right.
Like, how far away off the wall was it? About 2 meters?
Yeah, I did not hear a single person say anything about
it.
And
the scary thing is, no one knew it fell. And Martin was directly above us climbing. I don't think he kicked it off. It didn't come from that sort of direction,
The
did it?
speed of it was just nuts.
But it was like,
Might go from higher.
But that really, like I remember you saying, just really putting it in perspective.
It really did. In that second, it was like, we're having fun. This is below our ability, which is good. That's how you should learn how to do this shit.
Ability or knowledge? Or
ability is everything.
Yeah.
So like that place, to be honest with you, after doing it once, I wouldn't be cocky, but like I think I could place gear on something like that. Because you've got all the time in the world on the slabs to stand up and think. And,
so true. You're not pulling hard on something and trying to place a piece of gear.
But nonetheless, it really hit home. It was like, fuck it hell. If that rock hit me, I've lost it. The mountain wins every time in that little game.
Point. Yeah.
But other than that, though, we did the slabs.
Yeah.
And the slabs were super.
Well, another little poopy butthole on the slabs for me was when I was belaying Martin at our third anchor point. So, how many pitches is just the slab section?
I think we did it in 4.
We did it in 4, but it's a 3 pitcher.
No, it's like 5 or something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
we scrambled on both bits. We scrambled a bit to save a pitch.
So, yeah, just to give the full picture, there's Idwal Slabs, and then there's 2 continuation walls afterwards, which is another 4 pitches that you can just do afterwards that aren't part of the slabs. They're more vertical climbing, but they're just beautiful to do afterwards. So we did end up doing those. But on the slabs, there was a moment where I had to belay Martin, and the anchor point wasn't. We'd find nice ledges for anchor points, but this was literally just like a little hole in the wall that wasn't enough space for all 3 of us, was there? And I had to trust the gear, and this doesn't sound like a big thing for most climbers, but I had to trust the gear and sort of, as if I was abseiling down the wall, sort of hang off the. It's hard to.
So you're anchored onto the wall, and this is quite common from what I get. When Martin was saying, is like you're anchored on the wall.
Yeah.
So you're not belaying with your feet flat. You're belaying from a sitting position with your feet on the wall.
Yeah. So and all my weight is going through my harness into the nuts that are just holding us. Yeah. Dan just touched my foot.
You just touched my foot with your foot.
Did you touch my foot, or did my foot touch you? Who knows? No one will ever know.
So that was a poopy butthole.
Yeah, well, not poopy butthole, but it was definitely a moment where I was like, trust this, and I leant back slowly, and then it held, and then I was like, right, just don't look down, just keep belaying, and then I did look down, and it was high, and I was like, oh, this is so gnarly, like, because I'm just looking directly at the nuts that are holding me, and I can see them just like
You're mate, no.
in a crack. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you said I could see them moving. I was like, fucking tell us that.
No, there's no way I could see them. They weren't moving. Yeah,
I could see the whole rock about to fall off. I just didn't tell anyone.
it's rocking
I just trusted the guru.
He told me to hold it. Yeah, no. So that was awesome. Yeah, and we just stormed up the slabs.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It was like there's not much to say other than just doing the pitches. We did scramble the final pitch of the slabs, didn't we?
Which is probably lower than.
It's probably
it's like I don't even know what you call that.
Yeah,
it's probably like a grade 2 scramble.
Yeah, it was just a pretty chilled scramble. The only thing being, you're doing it at the top of you're doing it like 450 meters up, or like even more than that. So you are very aware of the height of it.
So we've just topped out on the slabs.
Yeah,
and it's just me, you, Martin, and Martin's sorting all the rope out, chilling out.
Some food.
We get some food going, we're chilling out, and then you just hear Martin who walks to the edge of the slabs and going, "There's someone free soloing down there," and he just goes, "Hiya, mate."
Yeah, it doesn't even. That was so funny. He doesn't. So yeah, as soon as he said that, I was like, "Whoa, there's some gnarly guy up here without ropes and everything." And then you hear him
Hello.
go, "Hello." Whilst the guy's still climbing, he's not topped out on the ledge or anything yet, so he's potentially pulling through some hard moves. And Martin's just like, "Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, mate?"
Start a conversation with him.
I think that guy was one of my highlights of the day.
Yeah,
That also put a few things into perspective for me.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment. So he topped out, and it's this what you wouldn't expect.
Late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Welsh fella called Alfie.
Yeah.
Who's local.
In amazing gear.
A legend.
Like Le Sportiva climbing shoes, and then Le Sportiva approach boots as well.
Big boots. And
like
then he had
whatever boots.
And he had mammoth pants. I love how much detail was going into this.
Staring at us.
I couldn't stop staring at him.
Yeah, no.
So we just had a little chat with this fella who basically spent most of his life just hobbying and trekking and everything mountaineering around Wales. And all it did for me, when we talked last time a while back about Guru going back to his first ever sport climb, and doing it with no rope, just free soloing it like that 10 or 12 or 15 meter height, whatever that was.
That was in the Slate Quarry. Yeah.
Watching this guy do that made me think, I'm going back there.
Yeah, to do that. Yeah,
one day. When I'm ready, I've got my head game sorted.
When I'm really strong.
What a legend. He was so lovely.
I think there's something about being an older gentleman probably helps free soloing, being that sort of chilled out vibe of...
I've only got 20 years left. Fuck it.
Yeah, well that as well. But that sort of, I bet you don't get the adrenaline spikes. I bet you do, but not in the same way after you've had so much experience and so many years of experience on the wall. But he was quite interesting. He said a few cool things. He was he chose the three. He didn't do just one route up. He did. So there's faith, hope, and charity.
And the tennis shoe, and there's another one.
The original.
The original. I think there's like 5 proper ones.
Yeah, but those 3 named ones, faith, hope, and charity, are the most well known, and people sort of race to do one of those 3. And he said he did the first pitch of charity, moved on to hope, did the middle section of hope, and then topped off with faith. Did the last pitch of faith. And he just said that's like the most fun way, and he just picks and chooses the best bits of each route, which in itself shows how much experience he's
done it a lot.
He knows each route very well to be able to choose what the best moves are. So it was really interesting talking to him, and we had a nice little bit of banter with him.
Oh, he was top. He was just going at for being Scousers.
Giving you a lot of shit for being Scousers. Yeah,
I just love it. I did correct him then.
Yeah, what was that on?
I can't remember. He deserved it though.
He deserved it.
If anyone knows who Alfie is, just walking around the mountains, I'd love to go walk around the mountain. He's probably there to this day.
He's still probably walking around. He had a big day, he told us as well. So he started off the day doing that, and this is early in the morning. And then he said he was going to top out on the Glidders, did he? Just to finish off by hiking the Glidders, and then do Trifan.
I have no idea what
but he rattled off a whole list. Yeah.
He's out for a big day.
He's out for a big day.
Yeah.
Bigger than we've done ever.
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
In terms of actual getting stuff done. Because he was by himself just like going at his pace, just rocking them all.
When I do my little days by myself with my scrambling, you get a lot done.
Do you? I can imagine.
Because it's just you. And
yeah, so you're not...
you just bang it out.
Yeah, you're not having like banter on every single rock and doing
That's
mad
what I'd
pull-ups.
love to
Like when
try
you're
and
with
do.
Martin, he just pulls himself onto any
go
rock.
bat hang off that thing.
He's like,
over
let
there.
me try this bat hang, let me do this reverse crucifix or whatever. Trying all these climbing moves, investigating cracks all the time. It's just amazing. It's so funny to see.
So we've just set up at the top of the slabs.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for our next pitch.
Really cold.
Yeah.
And Martin just says to us, right, lads, we've got like 3 options here. First option is to continue and do the 2 continuation walls. Second option is to hike up the continuation walls or something, or find an easier scrambling route. Or the third option is to call it here, scramble up and do a abseil down, and then call it a day. And me and you just looked at each other straight away and just like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Let's keep climbing. Like, let's do these continuation walls, 100%. Even though it was cold, yeah, let's just do them. And it looked gnarlier. I was really game for doing these 2 continuation walls because it wasn't slab anymore, was it? It was like proper
Actual
climbing, actual using our skill set. And I use the analogy a lot afterwards, but it felt like, so those 2 continuation walls were definitely for me the most fun out of the day.
Oh,
they were amazing, and it truly felt like all the jigsaw pieces came together in terms of head game, exposure, ability, just doing actual climbing moves, and like using rope, belaying. It just felt like all the pieces came together for the first time in a while. Well, I just felt super amazing on the wall. Yeah. So it started off from that little ledge. Did another little we free soloed the first pitch of Lazarus. So the first continuation wall is called Lazarus. Amazing name. So we just scrambled that first bit and then set up an anchor point at a really solid place. But it was quite an interesting one because Martin said, this is a weird pitch because you won't be able to hear me at the top. So we had to like figure out some sort of rope system of telling each other when to climb and that. Yeah, but it was awesome.
I had
really
my
cool.
poopy butthole moment there as well.
Oh yeah, on the
free solo bit.
The free solo bit. Yeah.
So on that free solo bit, there was this to this moment think it's probably one of the hardest moves of the entire fucking day.
Oh, it was.
Like,
yeah. Well, it was the most. I don't think it was the hardest
barely.
move, but we weren't tied in, and it was the most burly move for sure. So not technically the hardest, I wouldn't say.
It was like a 10-metre drop.
Yeah.
Off that.
It was all slabs.
That wasn't there.
No.
That was like a 10-metre drop.
Yeah.
It was like
no, as in, sorry, not all slabs, all slopers. There weren't any grips, were there? You had like a side sloper.
It was mad.
And like a big boulder that you had to like shimmy yourself over. It was really burly. Yeah.
So like proper poopy butthole, as in like I could have actually had a poo.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
much
I remember
adrenaline.
seeing
I
you.
remember looking at you, I was like,
Yeah.
Pete, I could actually stop and have a poo right now.
Yeah. Well, I remember just seeing you. So me and Martin set off earlier than you, and because you were putting your climbing shoes on. So I managed to have the honour of seeing Martin fly up it with the rope on his back. Like, that man's just a genius. But I saw his movements and where he put his feet and stuff, which definitely informed me on a way of doing it and gave me like a good bit of confidence, because I basically just followed his momentum. Like, there is something to the momentum of climbing and scrambling that if you do stop on a particularly hard move, it's so hard to pull yourself back into that momentum and do a big move to get. Like, if you stop on an easy move, you can. I hate stopping at all when you're climbing.
I do, man.
Like, something about stopping, even if it's an easy move.
Have you ever actually had a
you've got
moment where you
next.
could have actually just stopped and had a poo?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
100%, man.
legit poopy butthole. As in, like,
I
adrenaline
feel like
just
that
goes-
every time we go out bouldering. Honestly, there's a moment on, especially the more high ball stuff we do. There's a moment there where I'm like, yeah, man. If I just let go of my clench now, poo would fall out.
Yeah.
Poo would absolutely fall out.
So like for me, that was my proper poopy butthole for the entire day.
Yeah. Well, luckily though, the anchor
it
was
was all
right
fine.
there. Like, that's exactly where we were setting up
Yeah.
anchor. So we set up and gave you the
I
confidence
just
of
tied
a
in.
little rope.
Just to
But
stand
man,
up.
you didn't need it in the slightest, did you?
No, it's just that's the poopy butthole bit.
Yeah.
Because you stop as well.
Yeah, and so I remember looking at you because you kept. So you stopped. You kept trying, and you stopped again, and then you started. I saw you like moving around, looking. I remember saying, "Dan, let's just tie in because you've stopped for a while now, and I can see all your momentum's gone, and you're going to have to do something massive to get up this. Something that you probably don't want to do that's going to take out a lot of energy, sort of thing. And just having that rope tied in.
The big thing that day was the fucking cold as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
exactly.
that where we stopped then,
yeah,
in that part of the Lazarus pitch.
Yeah.
So you just set up this system with Martin. So when he tugs 3 times, we get to go.
Yeah.
First 3 tugs, Pete goes. Last 3 tugs, I go.
Yeah. So that's the rope system. So Martin climbed. He put all the gear in. He went up, set an anchor. We can't hear him because the wind is like howling, but also the way that you climb, you've got to traverse, then go up over a ridge, and you just can't hear because there's rock in the way. So 3 big tugs of the rope means that the next person can start climbing. It means that all the gear is ready. The guy up there is belaying you. Go for it. Yeah. So we were in that little crack, and I got the 3 big tugs. And I just started climbing and left you all alone.
But it's like this little crack. I felt like we were going to be out the wind for a bit.
Yeah.
That was the coldest moment in the entire day.
Really?
Like,
did you feel like you were there by
it felt
yourself
like
for
I was
a while?
there for ages.
Yeah.
Like the wind straight in your face.
Yeah.
I'm leaning against the wall.
Yeah.
Just with this little rope waiting for someone just to tug it 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
But
did you ever get confused? Like, I remember when me and you were there, Martin was taking ages
man,
looking
you were
for a
shitting
really...
yourself. You kept going to me, is that the 3 tugs? Is that the 3 tugs? I was like, no, it's going to be really prompt. You're going to feel 3 tugs. And you went, is that it?
That's so funny.
But I think the cold fucks you your head as well.
A little bit. Well, yeah, maybe. But Martin was just taking a long time to sort out anchors because he wanted a really solid anchor for us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which is lovely. But yeah, I kept misinterpreting
little
wind pulls of the rope as tugs, and I was like, "Oh, this is definitely it." I was about to start climbing, and Martin hadn't.
When I saw your face after you got 3 tugs on the rope, I thought you look so happy.
Really?
You were like, "Oh my god, that's 3 tugs."
You know what? I completely forgot about climbing at that point. It was purely all I wanted was the rope to be tugged 3 times, and when it was tugged 3 times, I felt so complete.
All I wanted was to climb.
Yeah, well, that Lazarus pitch was the final pitch of Lazarus was everything I wanted in the day. Honestly, if you condense the day down, that was the perfect moment of the day. So you start by traversing a few diagonally traversing a few cool moves, and then it suddenly goes very exposed, doesn't it? You're sort of traversing it, and then within maybe 3 moves, the wall sort of cuts away from you, and you're suddenly very exposed. And then there's a real sort of crux movement that is actually a crux, where you've got to hold on to 2 small, I wouldn't say, they are crimps, but they're 2 small holds. They're not like jugs or ledges or anything. They are definitely crimps. And then you've got to get a really high right foot and a really high left foot quite quickly to go for a jug. Probably like everyone will be imagining some sort of crazy move. It's not like a dino or anything, but it is definitely...
Considering on the day, it's probably the biggest move of the day.
Yeah, definitely a big move, especially when the exposure's behind you. And I remember just being so aware of the exposure, so aware of the nasty holds, but so not phased. Yeah, and that felt so beautiful.
That pitch was lovely.
Normally I would be so phased at that point, like so shaky and everything, but I was just like in the moment completely, and I felt so gnarly. And I remember chalking up just before the crux move and looking down and just like feeling really like mountaineery, like real like manly, just like amazing.
That's probably the barest thing we've ever done.
Felt so cool. So yeah, just chalked up, smashed it through the crux, and literally maybe a metre after the crux, you hit the sunlight line, and we've been in the shadow all day. It's been freezing cold, and just as you're topping out of Lazarus, the sun hits you, and it just like fills you with warmth and happiness. You finish, and I finished, tied myself into the anchor. We gave you the rope, we gave you the 3 tugs, and then I was just lying there like, oh my god, and I was shaking from adrenaline.
I got that feeling
and it was
from
just,
that.
Oh, it was incredible, man.
Who was Lazarus in biblical times?
Who was Lazarus? Oh, he was. We googled this, didn't we, on the way to Harmers?
I told you on the day.
Huh?
I told you on the day.
No, you didn't.
I fucking did.
No, you didn't.
I told the guru.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's the
I got
guy
it
that
right.
Jesus raised
From
from
the
the
dead.
dead.
And it's like it wasn't a biblical fucking like massive moment in my life. But
No.
when you put your face into the sunshine after all that,
It felt biblical, man.
I was
we
lonely.
were in the dark all day.
I was lonely down there for however long
So
that pitch was.
You were saying it's quite funny. I definitely got the good straw of the day. I was never lonely throughout the day. I was only lonely in the sections
While
that
you
we
climbed.
climbed. But I'd be chilling with you, then I'd go and say hi to Martin and chill with him. But Martin would have to go up there, set the anchor by himself. He'd be lonely until I reached him. And then when I leave you, you're lonely until you reach us. It's just funny.
So I just like however long that pitch was by myself, just staring at the lake, going, "Let me climb."
just super cold,
I'm
shivering.
gonna climb if you don't fucking tug the rope.
That's so funny. And what did you think of Lazarus then?
Oh man, it was beautiful. Like it really brought the whole day together.
Yeah.
I had my little moment on there where I just started the pitch and I took the first nut out from the first.
Oh yeah, so this is when Dan placed quite a lot of gear, but he placed more gear accidentally than he did on purpose.
So I literally picked off the piece of gear, clipped it onto the side of my harness, and did one move to the side. And because it was on a quick draw, it's quite low.
Yeah,
and
it was a nut, wasn't it?
It just got stuck in a fucking crack
below
me.
Yeah,
and I didn't
facing
notice
upwards.
it facing upwards. So then I move and then pull up, and it
Yeah.
locks the nut in. So now
So you're being tethered between Martin pulling you up belaying and this nut pulling you down.
and then the next bit of gear ahead of me. So I'm super safe right now. So
yeah,
I
you're
wasn't-
super safe but just stuck.
So I've got this massive jug, and I'm leaning down, and Martin's pulling
And this
the
is on the
belay.
exposed section.
Yeah, and then I thought I've got that tool that Martin gave me to jiggle
Yeah,
out
the
the
little
nuts.
knife tool to like pull out nuts.
Unclip me knife tool.
Wow, so gnarly.
Jammed it in and fucking just flicked it out.
Yeah.
And then I thought I've just done a thing.
You've done a mountaineering
I did a thing.
man.
And then I did another thing because
Yeah.
I just did the exact same move. I got the nut stuck again.
That's so funny. So you make a mistake, which everyone does. You fix it in the coolest mountaineering way ever, and then you make a move off that, and then
Do
make
the
the
exact
exact
same
same mistake again. It feels less cool the second time.
But then I learned though, and I moved it further away,
Nice.
and that fixed the problem.
So you learn. That's good,
That's a
man.
big lesson.
Yeah.
And then I carried on that pitch, which is beautiful, and then come out into the sunshine.
Yeah.
But I was also welcome with you, who looked dead happy, and Martin, who looked super happy, and it was
Beautiful.
fucking cool, man.
Yeah, man. And so then quickly, we didn't really chill too long. We just went straight
to the
up
arete.
to the arete, which is the final continuation
And in all
wall.
honesty, that was a fucking.
And
cool
at this
climb.
point, we're 700 feet up,
Yeah.
like, high up.
that was an exposed wall.
That was the most, I think, difficult climb and exposed climb. But
We also took 3 different routes.
yeah, we definitely did. we definitely took 3 different routes. So, Martin went up, and on each piece of gear, he went, "Oh yeah, this is a bad piece of gear. Just letting you guys know. Oh, this one's bad as well, and this one's bad." He got to the top, and was like, "Yeah, they're all bad." And it was one of those we couldn't hear him either when he was right at the top when he pitched out. So we got the 3 big tugs, and then you went this time because we changed around because I wanted to. Well, I wasn't too arsed, but Martin said it's probably best to swap your positions around so that you each get chance to take out the gear and do some different clips and stuff. So you went second, and one of the pieces had fallen out whilst Martin pulled 3 times on the rope. So, and every time, if you think, when you're obviously watching Martin climb, but the rope follows the gear. So every time a piece of gear falls out, the rope falls out of that little crack and obscures the path that you're meant to climb. So it was a really, really weird route as well because you've got to go to the right, then you've got to go diagonally to the left, up the arete, and then diagonally to the right again. So it's quite a complex little. You're doing like an S climb.
It's not complex if you're following a rope.
No,
it's complex if you've got.
If the rope if all the pieces keep falling out and the rope just keeps going straight. Yeah.
So you went off on your own little side adventure.
Oh man, I did a completely different climb to you guys, pretty much. Like, so you pulled out a piece of gear, clipped it to yourself because it had already fallen out, which is fair enough. But that meant that that little section was more obscured for me. And then when I got the 3 big tugs, another piece of gear fell out at one of the major pieces and slid down to the bottom piece. So I had no idea pretty much anymore. I had a vague idea of you did like this S shape, but I didn't know at what ledge to turn off and start going diagonal or anything. So I basically ended up climbing this arete way higher than I should have, and I did this really horrible like high foot move where my hip clicked, then my knee clicked twice, and then my ankle clicked as I stepped through it. So it just went, and like I just like crack. And I was like on these 2 crimps. It was like really cool though, like awesome, loved it. But yeah,
And that was
brilliant. And then that was it. That was all the climbing done once we
day.
topped out on that.
we
had a lovely little hug at the top and took some photos. And then we scrambled down and did a fat abseil.
B-boy abseil, so it was a proper. I think we had 70-meter ropes. So it was like a proper because we finished the rope. We did a proper 35-meter little abseil.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and when we say we finished the rope, we clipped into the abseil, and you start pulling through. So abseiling, you're basically just belaying yourself down, and we just kept belaying ourselves down, and literally the floor was the perfect height for the rope just to slide through your belay device, and you were on the floor, so you didn't have to tie out or anything.
It was awesome.
It was just the perfect length, and that was so satisfying. And then Martin did it in his usual Martin way and absolutely killed the abseiling bit. And then in his usual Martin way, when he didn't need to unclip, but when he pulled out, he just slipped on this rock and fell on his arse straight away. He's really good at the mountaineering bit.
Man, he's so shit on flat land.
But then the walking bit, man,
He's terrible.
he just slipped, didn't he?
I've seen him fall over in so many things. Like he does a big gnarly 10, 20 meter free solo. And he just falls over on flat land.
Somehow.
Maybe we can teach him something.
Maybe we could teach you how to walk. Yeah, we should do walking classes.
A walking class with the guru.
Yeah, that'd be
So
awesome.
go on, then, what was your biggest highlight? What was the win of the day?
Well, by far Lazarus.
Lazarus.
The moment of doing the crooks,
Yeah.
not like it all coming together, just feeling gnarly, and then
Yeah.
coming out into the sun. Such an amazing feeling, man. Lazarus. By far.
Because I really enjoyed the first pitch.
Oh, okay.
But then I think as a pitch, yeah.
Lazarus.
Because you'd end the whole day a bit of warmth.
Yeah.
You had that proper moment by yourself because you can't see either me or you at your point, or for me, I couldn't see
Yeah,
you.
so you're all by yourself, exposed on the rock.
And it's just like you've learned all this shit.
Yeah,
And
now you're putting it
Now
to
you
the
put it
test.
to the test.
Yeah.
Because it's a real like
Climb. Yeah.
So that made me excited.
Well, it felt like, I don't know what grade it would be, but it felt like a blue in the hanger, honestly. Like one of the easier blues.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just on those like sort of flatty, crimpy things.
Yeah.
They're really easy blue, but that's what it felt like.
I remember doing like
So that's
nice footwork on it, and I remember
Yeah.
like actually moving. Yeah, it felt really good.
exactly like doing a little crossover with your feet.
I couldn't agree with you. And a boss day, boss people.
Yeah, and then we just finished it off by heading over to Lamberis, went and checked out the Ginger, what's his name?
Michael Ginger Kane.
Michael Ginger Kane,
Oh,
the
what a
artist.
legend, man.
And we bought pictures, like paintings of Idwal Slabs or Ogwen Volley. Jesus, what's going on with you in this volley? I hate these volleys.
I've made a deal with myself as well now.
Yeah.
So next time we do something,
Yeah,
I'm going to go to this Ginger Kane fella
yeah.
and tell him, Mister, I want to buy more stuff off you.
Yeah.
But it's going to come at the cost of a cup of tea as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do it.
Oh, nice.
So when we next time we go see him,
Just have a brew with him and chat
I
to
really
him.
want to have a chat with him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
'Cause
Yeah,
the man's
let's do it.
seen shit.
Yeah.
Like he just alluded to it when we were there. He's like, "Oh, I've been up that."
yeah.
So I've got a feeling he's a legend.
Yeah, man,
And
definitely.
I want to know if he's a legend.
Yeah, man. And his shop's so cool. Definitely go check him out. He's got a little paint shop in
Little art shop,
Lamberis, an art shop.
It's beautiful, man.
And he paints right next to the till, so you can see whatever he's working on that day. It's really nice.
He's a fucking dude.
Yeah. And then, as we alluded to at the beginning, we just went to Pete's Eats,
Smashed our
smashed
shit
it
out
out,
in there.
and then
That was the end of one of the
No,
best
that was the
adventures
end of
I've
the
had in
day.
my life.
it was such a great adventure.
Yeah, it was fucking
Guys, get into climb. If you're not already a climber or you're not doing high rope stuff, just find someone and go and do it, man. It's just awesome.
Touch some rocks, go outdoors.
Yeah, just
Even-
go outdoors.
Even where we've just gone,
Yeah,
climbing, that little walk from Ogwen Cottage to Idwal Slabs
yeah,
is an introductory walk into the mountains. If
And
you've
it's
never done
so
it,
beautiful.
go fucking do it.
yeah. Just go do it.
Put your trainers on.
Is
for
there
that
a walk all the way around
Yeah.
that lake, like circle
She
path?
starts at the cottage, you walk up to where we start on Idwal Slabs and just walk around
Yeah.
the lake.
Go and do it, lads.
It's a couple of mile walk,
Yeah.
and it puts you right into the heart of one of the most beautiful valleys,
Mm.
and like it takes you into it's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So yeah, I think that's a boss way to round up.
Yeah, guys.
Super adventure.
Yeah, so this was just a little bonus episode. I hope you all liked it. As always, remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe to us on whatever you're listening to us. If you're listening through iTunes, give us a little review because it really helps with
Have you
our
got any friends?
charts. I've not got any friends.
I
Do you
don't
have any friends?
But I think other people might have friends.
But guys, if you've got friends and they're into climbing, just show them the podcast, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But we just want to grow here, so help us out a little bit. Follow us on @BHPod on Instagram. We always upload lots of shenanigans there. We've just passed 100 followers, and we posted a little funny video last night. Just
funny video. That's what we do every night.
I mean, yeah,
it's real life.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Stuff.
Anyway, guys, hope you've really enjoyed this little podcast. Take it easy and stay true to yourself. Stay cool in the heart
Double
of the
dyno
city.
micro creeper.
The city.